Hey everyone, my name is Andrew and welcome to my channel. So first off, a little bit about me. So I'm not a mechanic by trade, just wanted to put that out there. But I am an admitted gearhead. I love machines, anything mechanical. I have always enjoyed working with my hands and understanding how things work, and then figuring out ways to either fix items or improve them and make them better. So along the way, I have built motorcycles. I've done a lot of repair work and customization for motorcycles and now cars. So more recently, about 3 years ago, I decided to purchase a classic car. I had my eye on a couple of the C2 Corvettes because I've always really liked that style and the uniqueness of them. There's just something about 60s cars that, they just don't have, that same panache today, that same design and feel. So was really interested and ended up buying a 1965 L78 Corvette, which needed a little bit of work. And one of the items that I worked on quite a few times, because it just didn't seem to be working right, was a carburetor. That's what got me into rebuilding carburetors. So now on the side, I can rebuild carburetors for other individuals. Sometimes if I just find a good deal on a carburetor online, I'll buy it and rebuild it myself, store it for, either to, swap out with somebody else for another core, or just to sell, have available. So this series that it is about to follow is regarding the disassembly and restoration and then rebuilding of carburetors. More specifically, Holley 4-barrel carburetors. That's what I am probably most experienced with. And when I say 4-barrel carburetors, there are a lot of numbers that'll dizzy you, the different carburetor numbers. But to be completely candid, if you can rebuild one Holley 4-barrel carburetor, you can rebuild any of them. They are, almost identical in function, but just the design, there are going to be some slight differences that you'll see, such as the way the float bowls are configured, meaning some have, vents in different positions. Some have the float that is actually hanging in a different manner, whether it's from the side of the bowl or whether it's a center hung bowl. Some have metering blocks, 2 metering blocks. Others just have 1 metering block and a metering plate. For those of you that aren't too familiar with the lingo, trust me, you'll get it after a while. you'll pick up on it all. Double pumper, single pumper, just. Again, very, very common, very, very common terms. And again, the carburetors are really not that complicated, because if I can figure this out, you guys can too. And I have no formal training. I'm not an engineer by training or a mechanic, but by experience, I pretty much have become one. So without further ado, we'll go into the video series to cover the rebuilds. So thank you for joining me on this channel. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and I'll respond to you as quickly as possible. And if you have any carburetors you need worked on, send them my way, and I'd be glad to work on them for you. This truly is a passion of mine. I really enjoy it. I guess it stems from when I was a kid, and I used to enjoy taking things apart, which I'm sure my parents did not appreciate. But I enjoyed taking things apart to understand how they worked and put them back together. Sometimes I try to fix things that had broken or make them better than how I found them. So I've enjoyed building Legos, and it's just something that for me I get a lot of pleasure from. So hopefully you can learn from for me some of the mistakes that I may have made, and some of the tips that I've that I can offer you based on some of my experience. So not perfect here, but again, this is for the mechanic that's trying to do things themselves, maybe save a couple of dollars, and then learning more about the machines that they are capable of fixing them themselves. So with that, thanks again for joining me, and please watch the rest of the series. Take care, everybody. Bye.